Hey, Dave here to review the Boulder Creek acoustic guitar. This Boulder Creek is a cool guitar. Flat top, no sound hole. Every time I play this guitar somewhere, people always come to me and go, "What's that weird guitar you're playing?" Because they always expect there to be a sound hole here. The sound hole is actually here from the top of the guitar, but the truth of the matter is there's really no reason to call this a sound hole because it really doesn't do anything for sound at all. It's really more so they can get your hand in there to fix the guitar, if you want to know the truth. There's really nothing there that helps your sound whatsoever. You get the sound out of the guitar by the resonation of the top of the guitar. And this guitar here has a beautiful spruce top. Solid top. It resonates beautifully, and in fact it resonates better than most of the guitars I played in the music stores that I stop along the way. This is a very cool guitar. What's really awesome about it is because it's a flat top without the sound hole here, or the so-called sound hole here, you have more resonation. Also, there's no pick guard. So you have the pick guard because you don't want to mess your guitar with your pick, but I'd rather have sound. So what happens is, as you know, or you should know, and if you don't know, you'll know now, is that the resonation of the guitar is happening. When you strum the strings, it resonates, the frequencies hit the wood. The wood, you know, if you were looking at it under a scope, the wood is resonating. So, stands to reason, the stiffer the wood is, the less resonation you're going to have. That's why it's not good to have a laminated top, because you have glue in between the laminates, and that stops the resonation because it's hard. And so when you put a pick guard on, think about it, you're gluing a pick guard on here, you're actually stopping some resonation from the area, to some extent, of what you have put the pick guard on. Also, by having the so-called sound hole here, you're taking away 4 square inches of your top of your guitar, which you get your beautiful resonation sound from. Certainly you get resonating sound from the back of the guitar and the sides, as well as to some extent you'll get some of that from the neck. Okay. But what's nice about this guitar, number one, is this guitar is extremely affordable. I have never, ever played a guitar this affordable that sounds as good as this guitar does, and that plays as good as this guitar does. In fact, I've gone by and seen many Taylor guitars that were very expensive, $3,000, $3,500, that honestly were really hit or miss. I've seen times when I've picked up a Taylor guitar and said, wow, this thing is beautiful, really sounds great. And I've had many times when I picked up Taylor guitars or Martins or Gibson acoustic guitars that really they didn't sound that great, and they're very, very expensive. The price point of this guitar is about $900, and it is beautiful. It really is. And when I say beautiful, I'm not talking about, okay, it's got all kinds of inlays. It does have inlays. It has the solitaire inlay. The model is called the solitaire. It's got that. It's got some inlays around the edge, the binding, okay? Other than that, standard dots, nothing fancy, right? But I'm more concerned with how a guitar plays and sounds than I am how it looks. Although obviously, you know, we always like a guitar to look cool, that's fine. But this guitar just sounds great. It has become, without a doubt, my favorite acoustic guitar to play. Now, obviously, when you're making a video, you really can't hear, unless you've got tremendous equipment, you really can't hear on a video the tone of the guitar. But I want you to know the tone you get from this guitar is a very warm tone. It's not trebly and it's not muddy. It's just warm. And when you play, when you pick like an A minor, the C, the G, let's say, the D. When you play that, it has this beautiful warm tone. It just grabs you and brings you in. So it's particularly when you're doing songs that you really want that beautiful warm tone to set that acoustic feeling. That's something that I really like for that style of music. Mellow or even bluesy stuff. It has this great bottom tone that's not muddy. Also, the electronics on it are very good. Very, very good. It's got the necessary adjustments to really affect your sound properly. They're very responsive, the adjustments. Sometimes you'll buy a guitar that has electronics and you're moving the bass or treble around, it hardly does anything. They're very responsive. Also, what I've noticed is that the electronics on this guitar are very powerful. They're very, they put out a lot of sound. So they're very, very loud if you want it to be. So you have to kind of adjust this accordingly. They're much hotter, the pickup on this, than most guitars, acoustic guitars that I've played. This is, again, a Boulder Creek Solitaire. On the back, this is rosewood back and sides, and you can see it has very nice wood on the back, on the sides, and a mahogany neck. The guitar plays beautifully. The neck is not a super thick neck. It's not a super thin neck. It's kind of a medium feel on the neck. The action is absolutely gorgeous on this guitar. Look at that. Of course, I set it up because I like it nice and tight, but a lot of times you can't get the tone if you go too low. This is very low and you still get beautiful tone. Also, the tuning keys are good quality. I've had zero problem with this thing from the standpoint of staying in tune. I've now owned this particular guitar for about 4 months. I like to own a guitar for a while before I do a review on it, to make sure that I've played that thing and seen the reliability as well. I've had no problems with it whatsoever. Tuning, keys, machine heads are excellent. The guitar stays in great tune, with the obvious exceptions of any wood instrument, which will go out of tune with temperature changes and that sort of thing. But really, it's a great guitar. I'm playing a gig and it just stays in tune. It sounds great. It's beautiful. Also, a little added benefit, because there's a hole right here, right near your ear. When you're just playing by yourself and you really want that thing to be louder, it just really comes out at you. It's really quite nice. It's almost like your own little amplifier coming out of this little hole right here. Because remember, it's certainly a sound hole, will let sound out. The problem is when you put it on the front of the guitar, you are removing some of that resonation. The most important resonation is coming off the top. That's why you're always looking for a solid spruce top or a solid cedar top, depending on what kind of tone that you want. And you really never want to buy a guitar that has a laminated top unless it's a beach guitar that you don't care about. You just want something cheap to play at the beach. If you want to play a good guitar, it has good resonation, you've got to have a good, solid top, whether spruce or cedar, whatever you want for the tone you're looking for. So I've played other guitars. Obviously, the guitars I've played that are not warm are guitars that are more maple, has much more tinny sound, that sort of thing. Mahogany is a very warm sound. The reason I like this combination is because the combination of the rosewood with this beautiful top and the mahogany neck with the rosewood fingerboard gives me exactly the sound I want, which is kind of a mellow but not muddy sound. And it's just plain gorgeous. So for 900 bucks, I got to tell you, this is a steal from the standpoint of quality. I have played many Taylor guitars that are $3,000 or $4,000 that did not sound as good as this one, at least to me. Maybe you would disagree, but at least go and check it out. It's a really nice guitar. It is a foreign-made guitar. I'd rather have an American guitar. The problem was when I was looking around for $4,000, $3,500, I literally could not find a guitar I liked as much as this one, believe it or not. So I just ended up buying this one, and I would highly recommend this particular model. I also want to tell you I was not at all familiar with Boulder Creek at all. I happened to be driving around in upper New Hampshire, stopped at a small guitar shop. I went in, I was talking to the lady there, one of the ladies there, and I told her what I was looking for, and she said, we've got this really cool guitar in, small company, and why don't you give it a shot? And I picked this up and I just went like this. I played an A minor and I went. And immediately I said to myself, okay, I've been looking for this guitar. So it's really nice playability, really nice tone. Quality so far really great. It's not a $4,000 guitar, so I wouldn't say the finish is absolutely perfect. There's you could see something like, for example, this dot right here is a little bit in its setting, tiny bit lower than that one this way, towards the back of the neck. So, you have a couple little things like that I'm not going to nitpick on for 900 bucks. But for a playing guitar and a recording guitar, particularly the recording on this thing is just beautiful. I really, really recommend it. So out of 5 stars for the price point, quality of instrument for the price point, tonal quality as well as the manufacturing quality, I'm going to give this thing 4.5 stars out of 5. And I hope that helps you in your search for the right acoustic guitar for you. So thanks. Again, I'm Dave, and I hope you've enjoyed this review and that you'll take a look at this for the possibility for your next acoustic. Thanks.